Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So this video, like recently I have been posting some content about CA. So this is in continuation with the previous video about self-study and clearing CA Intergroup 2. What is the most important thing when we talk about CA exams? It's basically the revision. So in this video I'm going to share with you my revision tips and how did I used to revise. I know again that you need not stick to whatever I'm saying, because every person has their own sets of strengths and weaknesses. You might be good in some subjects, you might face difficulty in some other subjects, and it might vary from what I experienced. But because one of you had asked me about how did I revise and what should be the things to keep in mind when we start with the CA revision, so we would be talking about that in this video. Now as I talk about it, let's talk subject wise. So the first subject that comes is advanced accounting. When we talk about accounting or advanced accounting, there's nothing to worry about. Revision is also going to be as simple as the study was, because out of all the 6 subjects, the one which you will find very similar to your base, your class 11th and 12th, would definitely be accounting. The only thing that is different now is the use of accounting standards. So that is a part of the entire subject which you need to focus on with more efforts. Now if we divide the advanced accounting paper, so first we would have your 30 marks MCQs and 70 marks objective. My strategy would always be that prepare the concept, because MCQs are mostly going to come from accounting standards. So make sure that you revise all the accounting standards really well, because MCQs are going to come from that mostly. So if you are very well averse with what accounting concepts, how to apply, small examples associated to that, that's definitely gonna help. Talking about the practical aspect of accounting, the syllabus is not that hard. There might be some illustrations you might face some problem in, but as a whole, no chapter is that tough. So when we talk about revisions, more priority should be given to your accounting standards, because it's not only going to come in your subjective paper but will comprise more of your MCQ paper as well. Talking about the chapters and illustrations, if you're not able to do all the questions, select some particular questions which have different kind of adjustments, practice them, and for the remaining illustrations or questions, do refer to whatever solutions have been provided and give it a thorough look. Coming to the second subject, which is corporate law. For people who are very good at cramming, there's not much to revise in corporate law, because if you're good in cramming, you can easily cram the sections, you can easily cram the terms, the keywords and everything. As I mentioned the word keywords, the most important thing in law exam is mentioning the keywords. You cannot write anything in your own words. If there is a stated definition, you need to write that stated definition as it is. A little bit modulation will never reduce your marks, but don't think that you will just have a conceptual clarity and start writing in your own words. That doesn't work here. Regarding the case laws again, you should be thorough with the case laws. You can practice it from the modules itself. Third subject is taxation. Taxation again would be divided in 2 sections, direct and indirect taxation. Now as you were studying for your exams, you might have noticed that what side of you is better. Is it direct taxation you have confidence in, or is it indirect taxation you are more confident about? This is again your own decision, which one you want to prioritize and which one you want to take a bit lightly. Now the thing here arises is that, wait a second, yeah. Now the thing that arises here is basically, what am I going to do? Now in my case, I assumed that I was great at indirect taxation till I gave my mock 2, when I realized that no, it's DT which makes me get better marks as compared to IDT. So I changed my strategy accordingly. Again, for taxation, many people might tell you that you need to learn sections and stuff, but again, sections for PGBP chapter are very important, because you can code them like 35 AD, 44 A, B, C and all of those sections, because yes, they are really important, but otherwise you should always have a conceptual clarity again. about how to go about the problem. And do not worry about taxation that much, because again, theoretical aspect you'll only get to understand when you have that conceptual clarity. And again, you need to practice a lot of MCQs for that. You can refer to the MCQs which are provided by ICI only, which I did for my group 2, because there's a separate portal where you can get MCQs for each and every chapter, and I hope you all make good use of it and utilize whatever time you have in scoring in MCQs, because MCQs are very scoring at this particular stage. If you get 30 on 30 here, it's just a matter of 30-35 marks more to clear the particular subject, right? So focus more on MCQs, which I said for the previous 2 subjects as well. Coming to IDT is more of learning. Again, people who are good at cramming very well, this is something you can perform exceptionally well here. But for people who are not good at cramming, please focus more of your attention towards DT, because it's more of practical aspects, more conceptual clarity is there. But IDT is more of theoretical, and it's all about cramming and whatever you can retain and what you cannot. Next subject is the cost and management accounting. Cost and management accounting, again, it's not that easy, but it's not that tough. It's like in between. It's not like accounting, nor is it like taxation. So it comes in between the line. Now what you need to do for cost and management accounting is practice mock test papers, practice your RTPs. But I think as you guys are in the new scheme, you should not focus on the previous year papers. I can see 1 or 2 questions which are similar, because the course has changed, and so the paper pattern will obviously change. You can refer to the May 24 examination papers for sure, because they were under the new scheme. Rest papers I don't think you should pay attention to, because usse purana wala syllabus is of no use now. Now for cost and management accounting, there would be again certain chapters in which you are confident, and there would be certain chapters which you find difficult. Like if I talk about myself, this machine hour rate chapter, this was thoda sa typical for me. So focus here is like the chapters which you are confident in, have a good practice at it. But the ones which you find tricky, don't try to ignore them or think that I'll just study a specific portion and it'll be okay. No, it's not going to be okay. You need to study that chapter also. 1 or 2 adjustments you can ignore, but not the entire questions. For practice, again, stick only to the module for your revision purpose, because modules are the best in that case. Next subject is audit and ethics. So auditing and ethics, as corporate law is, similarly auditing and ethics comes. The only thing is there you have sections, here you have standards. Auditing is more of a conceptual thing. Now when you start reading it, you might not understand at one go. You need to have a conceptual understanding of it. So whenever you are studying auditing, the thing you must remember is you need to act like an auditor. You think that you are an auditor, and these are the certain rules that you need to follow. Like for example, if we talk about elements of balance sheet, where we had about trade creditors, trade payables. So in that case, we were given a set of instructions, or a set of there was a particular list where they talked about to verify your trade creditors. These are the things you need to do to verify your trade debtors. These are the things which starts with matching your books, direct verification, calls, matching invoices, purchase notes, all these things. So think that you are an auditor and then study auditing. It would be much more easier and it would be interesting. वैसे तो इंटरेस्टिंग है नहीं सब्जेक्ट, बट दिस इज हाउ यू कैन मेक इट अ लिटिल बिट इंटरेस्टिंग. अबाउट रिविजन ऑफ ऑडिटिंग, अगेन focus more on MCQs, and you can get it on the portal. Practice from there, very important. FMSM, again you can decide which one is your favorite. Is it FM or SM? Obviously it's going to be SM for most of us, because SM is just one book and you can easily do it. It's just 5 chapters. Just make sure that you know each and everything which was written in that chapter. Page by page you must know. Conceptual clarity should be very high. Cramming is very needed for strategic management. Coming to financial management, there is not much of cramming required. Again, practice the illustrations, practice the questions, and that's more than enough. For those questions which you find tricky, try to practice them by writing. For those which are just easily understandable, you can easily go through the book and have a look at them. These were some of the tips which I found useful while studying for my CA intern. That's why I shared it to you guys. Talking about the time of revision, make sure that at least you have a month of revision before you opt for exams. So as you have your exams in September, I hope most of you might have completed your syllabus, and this month should only and only go in revision and nothing else, because there's very less time to start something new, start something afresh. focus more on revising, because the more you revise, the more it will benefit you while writing your exams. Even if you're stuck at some point, those things will automatically come to your mind. Trust me, if you have revised it 2 to 3 times, that is very, very necessary. If you liked my tips, do write something in the comment section, like my video, and subscribe to my channel for more such content.